The Pentagon never said that the carrier group was canceling this exercise with the Australians, only canceling a port of call in Perth, Australia. And this impression that the carrier group was steaming ahead to the Korean Peninsula just in time for this very high-profile and sensitive holiday in North Korea was left to stand. So the question, Stephanie, now is, if it was simply a miscommunication, why didn't someone clear it up? Stephanie?
Thanks, Kelly. I want my panel to weigh in here. Former Congressman Joe Walsh and Jason Johnson. Joe, I want to start with you. If we're taking Mike Pence at his word that this was not intended to mislead anyone, should we be equally as concerned that communications around military operations have mistakes like this? This is serious business.
Yes, it's serious business, and North Korea is serious business, and I don't know what happened with that Armada, but here's what I do like. This is good, Trump, Steph. In the last 2.5 weeks when it comes to North Korea, Syria, China, and Russia, he's sending a message to the world: I'm not Obama. I'm going to be unpredictable. I'm going to use force if I have to use it. And this is a good thing. I think it's all about sending a message.
But what exactly is that message? In terms of foreign policy, it's exciting, for many to hear that President Trump talks tough. But when exactly does he talk tough? When you think about Russia, for example, on a Tuesday, the lines were being drawn closer and closer to President Trump's campaign and campaign ties to Russia. By Friday, he was at war with Russia. Look at what's happening with Turkey. President Trump having having positive statements about an autocrat, someone he's done business, has possible business ties with. So where exactly is the tough talking? Unpredictability might be exciting, but what about skittishness? What about unpreparedness?
The message is, again, I'm going to be the opposite of Obama. If Obama was all talk, Trump's going to be like little talk and a lot of action. I think that's the message he's trying to convey.
That's not a message. When you're given 3 messages, it's not a message. It's a lack of communication. It's a lack of effort. The idea that he would say, well, we're sending an Armada, is he not reading his security reports? Is he not paying attention to the basics? And here's the thing, Stephanie, you bring up a really good point. We're all over the map when it comes to foreign policy. So first you have this worldwide wrestling thing with Syria where we tell the Russians and then we bomb something and it works the next day. Then he's talking about Erdogan and how he's a great idea, and now we're going back and forth. Look, North Korea is dangerous. We can't have a president, or we have to deal with a president who is consistently irresponsible with the statements that he uses. And while you and I can sit here and discuss whether it's an Armada or a carrier group, that's not how the North Koreans are hearing it. That's not how the Chinese are hearing it. And this president needs to button up and get a lot more serious about the things he says if he really cares about national security.
Stephanie, there is some incompetence. I'm not going to deny that. But the point is, if you're North Korea right now, if you're China, if you're Syria, if you're ISIS, you're thinking this president might drop the mother of all bombs on me at any moment.
And
I know that wigs out the foreign policy establishment. No, it's not. It's healthy. It's a change. It's different.
That's not the foreign policy establishment. That's American citizens who don't want to get bombed or nuked because you have an irresponsible president of the United States.
But Jason, in terms of playing poker, you don't necessarily want to show everyone your hand.
You don't have to show everybody your hand, but if you keep talking and tweeting all the time, you're showing them whatever it is you happen to have, and that's the problem.
He's not just talking and tweeting. He's dropping bombs. He's doing things.
That's great if you're a rapper. It's not good if you're a president of the United States. The issue here is that you can drop a bomb on Syria, and then the planes are working the next day. You can drop a bomb supposedly on ISIS in Afghanistan. It doesn't change anything.
It's about sending a message.
The message is inconsistent. Can you hear me now? No one
Hold on. It sounds like what you're saying, what Joe is saying. Listen, it's good. Across the world, people are afraid of President Trump.
Right.
And Jason, you're saying, here's a problem. Here in the United States, people are afraid of Mr. Trump.
Exactly. People are afraid. And also our allies are concerned. You don't know what's going to come out of this president. And I know being inconsistent is cute if you're playing poker, if you're playing basketball or something else like that. Not a president. We need a firm hand and we need consistency.
The foreign policy establishment is nervous. Big deal.
I am not a foreign policy. I'm a regular American citizen. The rest of the world is afraid.
That's a good thing.
What we're not going to weigh in on is whether or not we believe the president is cute. Okie doke. We're going to take a break.